It was a brisk autumn morning, and Ava stood at her parents' graveside, the last of the mourners dispersing. She clutched the leather strap of her handbag, her knuckles white with tension. Her world had crumbled overnight. Ava had been the cherished daughter of two self-made entrepreneurs. Life had been luxurious but suffocating as her parents handled everything: her finances, her decisions, her future. She never questioned it, believing their love meant she'd always be safe. But now, with both of them gone, Ava was alone. And she was drowning. Sitting across from Mr. Grayson, the family attorney, Ava listened intently as he read the will.
You've inherited the house and the business, but there's a condition.
Condition? Ava frowned, shifting uncomfortably in the leather chair.
Your parents wanted you to prove you could manage the business on your own for 6 months before receiving full control. If you fail, everything, including the house, goes to charity.
But I don't know anything about running a business. This is insane.
They believed you could rise to the challenge, Miss Whitman, but it's up to you.
She had no choice but to try. The following weeks were a nightmare. Ava spent sleepless nights poring over spreadsheets, her limited understanding of profits and losses leaving her more confused than enlightened. Her parents' trusted assistant, Daniel, tried to help, but his patience wore thin.
You can't just wing it, Ava. You need to commit. Your parents built this from scratch. Do you even care?
I didn't ask for this. I never wanted any of it.
Well, you've got it now. So figure it out.
He said coldly before walking out. Her parents' voices echoed in her mind. We've done everything for you, Ava, so you never have to struggle like we did. For the first time, she wondered if they had done her a disservice. One evening, Ava was locking up the office when a woman in her late 50s approached. She had an air of quiet dignity and eyes that seemed to pierce through Ava's defenses.
You're Ava Whitman? I'm Eleanor. I knew your parents.
The woman said, extending her hand. Ava hesitated but shook her hand. I don't remember you.
You wouldn't. I worked for them years ago, when they were just starting out. They fired me.
What? Why?
They said I wasn't cut out for the job. But the truth was, I told them they were spoiling you.
You don't know anything about me.
I know more than you think. Your parents didn't want you to suffer, but in doing so, they clipped your wings. Now, you have to decide if you're going to grow them back.
Eleanor handed Ava an envelope and walked away without another word. That night, Ava opened the envelope. Inside was a letter in her father's handwriting.
Darling Ava, if you're reading this, we're no longer with you. We've left you our legacy, but we know it won't be easy. Eleanor was right, we sheltered you too much. This challenge is our way of giving you the strength we should have encouraged all along. We believe in you. You can do this. But if you need help, look closely, you'll find we've left you the tools you need.
The next day, Ava returned to the office with fresh determination. She dug through her parents' files and found a notebook tucked away in a drawer. It was filled with handwritten notes, her parents' plans, strategies, even advice for her. Months passed, and Ava slowly found her footing. She made mistakes but learned from them. She rebuilt relationships with the staff, turned the business around, and even began to enjoy the work. On the final day of the 6-month trial, Daniel approached her, a rare smile on his face.
You did it, Ava. They'd be proud.
I think they already knew I could, I just had to believe it myself. Years later, as Ava looked out over her thriving company, she spotted Eleanor again at a charity gala. I owe you an apology. I judged you unfairly, Ava said, approaching her. Eleanor smiled enigmatically.
No need for apologies, Ava. You've done beautifully. Just know, your parents were always watching over you.
Before Ava could respond, Eleanor slipped away into the crowd. Curious, Ava asked a waiter about her. The waiter frowned.
I don't know who you mean, ma'am. No one like that has been here tonight.
Chills ran down Ava's spine. She clutched her pendant, a gift from her parents, and whispered, "Thank you, Mom, Dad. I miss you and I love you." Somewhere, she felt their love, unseen, but guiding her still. True strength emerges when we face and overcome hardships. The people who care for us deeply may sometimes step back or leave challenges in our path, not out of neglect, but to help us grow into resilient and capable individuals. Even when they're no longer with us, their love and guidance often shape the strength we find within ourselves.